I asked my viewers to send in their craziest gaming setups, so in today's video, we're going to be rating them.
Alright, so to start us off for the video, we have a submission from Joe Bizzle. Okay, this is a pretty clean setup to start out the video. As you can see, we have a dual monitor layout, the same layout that I'm rocking too, and he's got his PC right here. He's also got a black and white topographic mouse pad with a keyboard and mouse right here. I think that's a final mouse, and I'm not sure what keyboard that is. As far as decorations go, I am loving this Cowboys jersey and this little flag thing right here. I can't really see what the mic is right here, but it looks kind of in like an awkward position. I don't know, it might just be the picture, but you might want to move that mic boom arm to like the side of the desk. In this picture, it doesn't really look like you can move it that much, so maybe just move it to the side of the desk. Another tip that I would have for this setup is maybe take down this flag or something and put something in the back of the setup. Even some shells with like some decorations on it, I think would look really good. Also, some RGB would really add to the setup. But other than that, this is a super clean setup to start out the video. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. All right, next up, we got a submission from Vixie. As you can see, he really went full out for his RGB in this setup. See, this is kind of what I was talking about, Joe Bizzle. If you just add some more RGB, it can add a lot to the setup. I don't know how I feel about these hexagons at the top. I like the idea though. It kind of sucks that you had to route like the strip right there to go to the hexagons, but I get it. That's probably the only way you could do it. But overall, it looks pretty good, so props to you, dude. As far as the monitors, he's rocking the same layout as me, and the cable management looks pretty good in this setup. And again, I am loving like this RGB strip that he put on the back of the desk and this little lamp clock thing. I can't really tell what that is, but that looks pretty cool. He's also got his face cam up here and then his keyboard and mouse down there. And again, I don't know how much usage you can get out of this boom arm if it's behind these two big monitors. Also, these wallpapers don't really match the rest of the setup, so maybe change that to like a blue or pink. But other than that, I don't really have much else to say about the setup. It's pretty clean and minimal. So yeah, I think I'm gonna rate it the same thing. I'm gonna give it like a 7 out of 10. All right, next up, we got a submission from Sniper. I'm really loving the black and white aesthetic. You can really see that he went all out on this. It also looks like he games on a PS5. He's got a webcam right here, and he's also got a light bar on the side of his monitor. I don't know if it's just the picture, but the monitor looks really low on this. I'm not sure if you're just like really short, but maybe move that monitor up just a little bit. But yeah, overall, I like the wallpaper right here. I love the aesthetic of the setup. I'm gonna give it like a 6 out of 10. All right, and next up, we have a setup from Kavon. This is a super minimalistic setup. You can just see he has his PC and his monitor right here. It also looks like he has his PS4 right here. I'm not sure if that's hooked up. But yeah, overall, this is an okay setup. I would recommend spacing everything out because it looks like everything is super crammed. Overall, there isn't much to say about this setup. I do like the desk that he's on though. But yeah, there's not much going on, so I'm gonna give it like a 3 out of 10. Next up, we got Larzy Barzy with his setup, and I gotta say, this is really, really clean. I've noticed that a lot of you guys go for like the black and white aesthetic, which I think really looks clean. I also really like how you use the space. You managed to space everything out on this huge desktop, and it still looks like it's filled. Like, as you can see, he put these IKEA plants, I think those are right there, and then he's got like some Lego cars right there. I would suggest maybe in the future investing in some more monitors. I think this could turn into a really clean setup if you just added more monitors to it. But yeah, I think this is a marble tabletop. I think that looks super clean. The cable management could be a little bit better. I just see like 2 cables down here, but other than that, it's really good. And yeah, like I said, I like the decorations. I like these 2 posters right here, and I love the clock up top. So yeah, overall, super clean setup. I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. All right, moving on to a submission from Never Go First. This is a super clean setup. I'm loving the RGB in this. One thing I would say is it looks like you have a lot of space on your wall. I would definitely recommend getting a new desk. But yeah, other than that, you can see he has his headset right here, mouse and keyboard. Everything looks nice. So yeah, this is super clean. I think there's a lot of room for improvement, but I think you're definitely getting there. And yeah, overall, it's super clean. I'm gonna give it like a 6 out of 10. All right, I don't know how to pronounce your name, but next up, we got a setup from Unter Takuri. This thing looks absolutely insane. I gotta say, I am loving this whole setup. As you can see, he has like a dual monitor layout. I'm not sure what that is. That might be another monitor. He has another screen over here, which that looks really cool. He's also got a huge IKEA desk, and then he also has a mouse pad right there with his keyboard and mouse. I really love the light that you put up here. I think that adds a lot to like the contrast of the light in the room. He's also got a bunch of RGB in this setup behind the monitors, which looks really clean. And I think the coolest part of this setup is definitely the katana right here. That is super cool. But yeah, this is definitely one of the better setups I've seen in these submissions, and I gotta say, I'm really loving it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to give this thing like an 8 out of 10. Good job. All right, here we got our next submission, and I am really loving this whole layout. Like I've said in the past, I am a big fan of the stacked monitor layout, and I think that looks super clean in your setup. As you can see, he also has a Blue Yeti microphone right here with his boom arm right there. I'm also a big fan of these speakers. I haven't seen much speakers in any of your guys' setups, and I think this looks really good. This dude has a massive keyboard with a wrist rest right here, and I think that is a G502 mouse right there, and the PC looks absolutely insane. I think the only tip I would have for you is maybe adding some more RGB to the setup. You can see that he has a lot in the PC, but maybe just add some more like behind the monitors, and I think that would look really clean. But yeah, overall super clean setup. I'm gonna have to give it like a 7 out of 10. Next up, we got a crazy setup from Ghostline. I am loving how much stuff is going on in this setup. Like everything looks a little crammed, but it just fits perfectly. I think my favorite part of this is the top shelf with the decorations up here. He also has like these puck lights above, which really help light the stuff on the shelf. But yeah, overall the aesthetic on this is crazy. You can see he went for more of like a nature white and black vibe. I'm also really loving the RGB that he put into this setup. You can see, I'm pretty sure that's a Govee rope light that he put on the wall behind. And also his PC looks absolutely crazy. And yeah, it looks like he also has a Razer Viper Ultimate mouse right there in the white colorway. I'm not sure what the keyboard is, but that also looks super clean. And yeah, overall, I think this is the best setup that we've seen so far. I'm gonna have to give it like a 9 out of 10. Next up is Brick's setup, and I can't really explain it, but this is just kind of like a homey setup. Like it looks super cozy and relaxing, and I feel like I could just sit in this setup for a long time. I love the Star Wars ship that he built right here and his speakers that he has next to his monitor. I also really like the orange theme that he went for. I don't really see that a lot in setups, but I think he really pulled it off well. I'm not really sure what this chair is. It kind of just looks like a bar stool, but I don't know. If you like it, then just go for it. Yeah, maybe one suggestion I would have is getting a new desk, because this is just a really small desk and you don't have a lot of room to work with. You can maybe just get rid of this like cabinet down here and get a new desk and put all of your stuff on one desk. But I'm not sure what your circumstances are, so I don't know for sure. That's just my suggestion. If you have room, make sure to get a new desk. But other than that, I love the vibes of this setup and it's really clean, so I'm gonna give it like a 6 out of 10. Next up is a setup from Kle Melow, and I gotta say, this is probably one of my favorite setups of the video. The craziest part is that this dude is only 12 years old and he already has this good of a setup. But yeah, this is a really clean setup. I'm not really sure why he has his monitors like tilted in like that. It might just be his preference, but I don't know. If it was me, I would tilt those back up to just be straight. But then again, if he likes it like that, of course, just keep it the way you like it. I also really like the mouse pad, the keyboard, and the mouse right here. This dude is also gaming on an Xbox, and the fact that he has this good of a setup for just an Xbox is kind of crazy. So I guess one of my suggestions is to invest in a PC, bro, because you have the whole setup down. Maybe just a PC will add more to it. I also really like the plants that you have right here, and the whole cable management going on underneath is really clean. And yeah, overall, this is a super clean setup, and you're only 12 years old, which is pretty crazy. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you like a 7 out of 10. Good job. All right, guys, that is gonna wrap it up for today's video. If you guys want the chance to be in a video like this one, I'm gonna have my Discord link in the description below so you can join. Just make sure to send in a pic to the Gaming Setups channel and I will make sure to take a look at it. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and I hope you guys didn't get too offended by my ratings. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next week in the next video. Peace.
I know you can't get enough of me, been up lately. Took you down inside my old Honda, you up